Welcome to Subramani. The principles of financial independence and the principles of wealth creation or wealth accumulation are more or less similar, right? So I'm going to use these words interchangeably. I'm not talking of early retirement. I'm talking only about wealth creation and or financial independence. So what are the things which are necessary to create wealth for financial independence? First is to have a plan. Unless you have a plan of where you want to go, you will not reach there, right? Then you can just go wherever you want. So creating a plan or having a plan is the most important thing in the step to wealth creation. You should know why you want it, you know how you want it, you should involve your family in the whole process, right? You have to understand that there is a particular thing that you're doing because there is a particular destination where you want to go to. It is easy to pretend that all of us know what we want to do. It's not true, because then you do not know what are the steps which are required to reach there. So first step would be to have a plan, and have a plan which will take you exactly to where you want to go, because you may want to go to a place where others may not be wanting to go, right? So first is to have a plan, proper plan in having a typically, your wealth plan starts by saying 3-4 very important things. One is to save and invest aggressively during your accumulation phase. Then making sure that the standard deviation is not too high to your liking or dislike. And making sure that you are spending very wisely on the way down, right? So all these three principles are important in your wealth creation plan. So having a plan, see, wealth creation does not happen by just having random actions saying, oh, I did this, right? Things like that. You have to have a plan, fairly obvious. You have to spend less than what you're earning. You have to invest very smartly. You have to spend very wisely. And you should know why you are doing some of those things, and know which are the things which could completely destroy you in the path of wealth creation. Could be many foolish things which you don't even realize it is foolish. So having a plan, having a financial mentor who will take you through that plan makes a lot of sense. So it could be a financial advisor, or it could just be a financial mentor, somebody you know who has accumulated wealth either in the share market or somewhere else, right? So then you can write down your goals, have it very clear as to what are the steps you will do, involve your family. I've said this again and again, I'm repeating that typically, like they say, if you don't have a plan, you can do whatever you want and you will not accumulate that money. If you stand at a particular place without knowing where to go and you don't have a plan as to where to go, you could actually walk aimlessly. But very clearly, when you have a goal and you know that where you have to reach, then you will go right or left or straight, wherever you want, because you have a goal, you have a roadmap, you have a plan to achieve it. Without that, it is going to be very difficult. Another important thing is your lifestyle should lag your income by a mile, right? So your family should also understand the responsibility of saying, okay, my income is going up fast. My standard of living need not catch up with that, right? It can be much slower, because that will give me a greater surplus, which I learned to invest very well. So learning to invest is very important, but first for that you have to earn well and have created a surplus. You have to save well. Saving is far more difficult than investing. People don't understand. In the initial stages of your life, I've created a separate video on this, where you don't have a great amount of corpus. The amount of money you save, that percentage is far more important than what return you're getting on your accumulated capital. For example, if you have accumulated 1 lakh of rupees as your wealth so far, you're the starting phase of your career, whether you get 10% on that or 11% of that doesn't matter. But whether you are saving 30% of your income or 70% of your income or 80% of your income, that will make a much bigger difference. So make sure that your lifestyle lags income. Base your lifestyle on your income, not on the basis of what your father is earning. If you're staying with your parents and not paying rent, just take that amount of rent and start putting it in a fund and say, this is my home buying accumulation fund, because you would have paid that kind of rent somewhere else. So put it away. Put away all that money, then you know what is your real salary. Let's say you're starting your life on a salary of 6-7 lakhs, which is not a bad salary at all. It's a very good salary. And then you realize that because you're staying with your parents, you are maybe your take home salary is 4 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs, whatever, after PF and tax, everything. On that 4.5 lakhs, you are able to actually save almost 4.5 lakhs simply because you are living on your parents' house. But if you think that the place where you are staying would impute a rent of 8,000 rupees, start doing an SIP of that 8,000 rupees. That is not your saving. That is the amount of money that you have simply because your parents are not charging you rent, maybe for food. So you put away 12,000 rupees or something like that, and say, okay, this is the amount which I would have paid if I had stayed separately, right? So this puts a lot of discipline, and then you see how much money you're left with. The full 4.5 lakhs is not yours for spending, because you will have to put away 1.5 lakhs into these kind of things. You will actually spend something on your transport, on your clothes, etc. Then what you left with is exactly the amount which you can truly spend. I'm not even saying live separately, but assume that if you were living separately, whatever will be your cost, put that away in a SIP, so that that money gets accumulated, which will be useful for you at a later stage. So this is very important to know, that lifestyle has to lag income, and that lifestyle expenses, whatever you are incurring, plus the imputed rent, food, etc., etc., whatever you would be incurring if you were staying alone, all that should become SIPs. Based on that, if you start living your life, you will definitely lag your income, and that amount will accumulate to a decent size corpus tomorrow when you need to buy a house, if you wish to buy a house, right? So Benjamin Franklin said, if you know how to spend less than what you earn, you have the philosopher's stone on wealth creation. This sounds so simple, and if you think it is not so simple, just look around you. Look at the number of people earning 50,000 a month and spending 50,000 a month, and they would have very solid excuses. Oh, I need to do this, I must put my kid in this class, I must put my kid in that class. Whatever be the excuses, for every rupee that they spend, they have excuses. They travel they will not travel by cheap modes of transport, they will not use public transport, they will not use a train, they will use a plane. Again say, oh, I need that, I need to travel that distance only by plane because bus is very cumbersome. Whatever, they have excuses for everything, but they spend as much as they earn, if not more, and actually they spend more because of the credit card facility which is available, right? So you see people making a mess. So that is why this sounds very American to say, oh, people should spend less than what they earn. Today it is becoming a reality in India that people are spending as much as they earn, or more than what they are earning. So yes, can you keep doing this for the rest of your life? No, but they are all hoping that one day their income will go up and their standard of living will match, and at 40, 45 they look at their portfolio and say they just don't have enough money for retirement, right? So 45, if you have not put 1 rupee away for your retirement, you are in dangerous space, right? Investing your money is important, but before that, investing in financial education is important. So get yourself a financial advisor, sit with him and learn. There are enough good YouTube videos where you can learn, enough books from where you can learn. Please understand that financial education is much bigger than just investment management. Investment management is knowing where to invest, etc. But knowing how to invest, where to invest, where to keep the money which is required in the next 2 years or the next 3 years, how much of term insurance to take, from where to take health insurance, how to make a health insurance claim, all this is part of your financial education. A lot of emphasis has to be given for financial education, because if you don't have financial education, chances are you will not even be watching this video. right? The fact that you are interested in financial education means you are watching this video. So please learn about personal finance, please learn about investment management, sit with a good advisor and start learning the process, because if you are not interested in this, then chances are you will learn the wrong things. You will think, oh, I can trade my way out of trouble, so I need some money, I will trade, and then you lose money. These people could be the voluntary contributors to the broker welfare fund. I've been a broker, I know what I'm talking about. So please understand that those steps of learning about personal finance may sound very boring, but if you don't invest in your personal financial education, chances are you will lose a lot of money, and the financial influencers, as we call them, with 7 years experience and 8 years experience, are telling you nice stories of how you can create a lot of wealth in the short run in the equity markets. There may be shortages, there may not be there may be shortcuts, there may not be shortcuts. I do not know of the shortcuts, so it's a huge limitation. Maybe you should find some other video where they teach you the shortcuts to create wealth. I don't know them, I have not taken them. Since I don't know them, this is the wrong place if you are looking for short-term steps to wealth creation. Another important thing is to say, oh, I saw this video by Subra, it is fantastic, I must do this, but I will do it at a later date. It's very, very addicting to procrastinate what you are doing, right? So procrastination is sin in the wealth management business. If you are here to create wealth for yourself, don't procrastinate. Whatever it is, whether it is taking term insurance, whether it is taking health insurance, whether it is starting your SIP, whether it is starting your financial education. And if you are starting to financially educate yourself and you are already married, though, please start the journey together. Your wife is a very important part of this journey, or your husband is a very important part of this journey, because once you don't both of you don't understand personal finance, it becomes a pretty big mess. You then do things which can be disastrous, like buying a house. I've seen these kind of mistakes of buying a house with husband and wife both assuming that they will continue to work, then one person losing the job, or the wife getting pregnant and not being able to work long enough to pay the EMI, so then struggling with the EMI and real estate prices going down. All these combinations happen. So when you have borrowed money, you have to assume that till the loan is repaid, both of you will earn an equal amount of money, or saying, okay, or you're old enough that your children start contributing to it. Something should have to give for you to make money, to create wealth. And the most important thing is procrastination is sin, right? So don't make any of these assumptions. Just go ahead and do what you have to do it now. Start learning financial education now. You cannot keep postponing it and hoping that one day you will be able to do it. No, the more you delay, the higher is the cost of delay, right? I've done videos on the cost of delay, and procrastination is clearly the grave building that you are doing for yourself if you don't start on time, right? So make sure that you are building your wealth and you are not procrastinating, and any procrastination leads to wealth destruction. It's also important that you start putting your wealth creation plan on autopilot, which means your SIP, systematic investment plan, or your wealth creation, other techniques, or even paying all your telephone bills, etc. You put it on autopilot so that you don't postpone, you don't unnecessarily pay charges, you don't forget to pay your electricity bill, you don't forget to pay your health insurance bill, right? So make sure that all these bills are paid on time by just automating it. Life has become much simpler. I don't even see what is my regular credit card bills. I know that on the due date it gets debited. Then I can go and review it every quarter. The time I review does not really matter, because I don't have to worry that, oh, this month I have not paid, or things like that. There is an auto debit available even for the debit card, credit card, whatever. Sorry, debit card anyway gets debited immediately, but for your credit card, these kind of simple solutions are available for all your bills, etc. So make sure that you use all of them. Thank you. I will continue with the next video.